Today we're playing Only the Worthy with Stormcast versus Beast of Chaos. We've got, this is the deployment, goes right down the middle of the board, 9 inches away from each other. And we have a bunch in reserve right now. And we'll go ahead and see who's going to go first. End of Beast turn 1. Stormcast decided to give it to him. They went ahead and did a few things, failed their prayers, was able to get 6 mortal wounds on this chariot. They decided to go with gaining momentum, gaining all 3 objectives here, as well as trying to kill the chariot. They dealt 6 mortals, again, for their Ritual of Ruin, taking 3 mortals on him. But after all of the 2 units of raiders shooting into him, they had 10 wounds remaining. So I decided to just dump down 1 unit of Bullgors and the Ungor Raiders there. The Raiders again tried to plink him on off, ended up getting one wound on him. So he had 1 wound left, failed the 7-inch charge from them as they get a +2 to charge and they're 9 inches away, unfortunately, even with the command point reroll. And they ended up failing their tactic, gaining only 3 points. On to Stormcast turn 1. End of Stormcast turn 1, they went ahead and decided to desecrate their lands, as it seemed to be more of the better options. And they teleported these guys on over here during their turn. They decided to keep more stuff up in reserve, not bringing anything down because they don't want the counter from beasts. They went ahead and decided to move this chariot up, one last-ditch effort to kill these Ungors, which they ended up doing. When they did move him up, they went ahead and tried to do a redeploy, but they only got 2 inches, getting only 1 Bullgor on that objective. Bullgors only count as 1, they still counts as 2, so Stormcast actually get that objective, which I did not expect. Over here, the other chariot charged on in, killing 4 on impact. They did have a ward from the brand of Wild Fury, but they didn't gain any of them. And when that other chariot went ahead and decided to go, Beastman decided to pull these guys back 7 inches. The chariot was able to pile in 3, still able to have this unit in combat. So we'll see what happens. Stormcast ended up gaining 5 points from having the 3 objectives and gaining their battle tactic. Roll off for priority. Well, Beastmen get to choose. Beastmen turn 2, they did decide to go for it since they won priority, and they decided to go with Trample to Mulch. They were able to kill this chariot with their charge rolls, dealing 6 mortals to it when they only had 1 wound left. We didn't even decide to shoot at it just to make sure that we got that. Over here, they charged on into that block. They failed the charges for the Doombull as well as the other unit over there, as they used the Brayherd Trumpet first turn, rolled a 1, and they had to bring those guys in next during this turn. These guys actually did end up charging on in with their exploding 6s. They ended up having 11 guys in combat with the leader. They ended up rolling 6 6s, able to hit with everything, basically, is what that turned that into. Wounding the chariot with a -2 because it's turn 1, and the chariot's got 1 life left because of it. These guys came on in the board, shot at them, did nothing. The unit that was in combat here for the Ungors bounced out because we're Darkwalkers, ended up over there. And with that, they still have this objective, and the other 2 there, gaining their battle tactic for 5 points. We'll go on to Stormcast turn 2. End of Stormcast turn 2. They decided to go for eye for an eye. Ended up getting it by destroying this Ungor Raider unit with the Vanquishers. Did a lot of damage to these Bullgors. They decided to use their command point to go ahead and Inspiring Presence them. They passed Battle Shock just fine, losing 3 to the Prime's Mortal ranged weapon attack. Over here, there was a couple bits of death over here. They were past their battle shock just fine. Over here, the Bestigors attacked first, killing one Annihilator. They then got annihilated and ended up losing another 4 to battle shock with that. So in the end, Stormcast only hold this objective and the other one, but do gain their battle tactic for 4 points. We'll go ahead and see what the priority is going to hold for us. Priority roll. Tide. Beastmen get to keep it if they'd like. Warping curse from that Brayherd Shaman to those Annihilators. Needed a 5 to wipe the squad. Ended up getting it. Bestigors moved on up and using a free command point, the Imperator went ahead and did a redeploy, getting 6 inches, turning it into an 11-inch charge. They have a +1 from the Musician, making it a 10-inch charge. Doombull charged in, ended up getting 3 mortals, killing both 2 Sequitors. They were both able to fight on death because of Hallowed Knights, and when he died, he was able actually to kill that Bullgor that was there. Turn 3 for Beastmen. They went ahead and chose Rampaging Brayherd, needing to contest an objective with 10 models or more, and they were able to do it with them. Hence why they didn't charge in. They just ran on up, auto ran 6 to get up into there. Beastmen killed the Annihilators in the hero phase, was able to rally as well. Their Bestigors over here did some moving around, got out of the combat here to keep this objective as they are still within 6. They held it before, and they moved these guys up as well. The Raiders. The Raiders did shoot into the Prime, dealing 2 wounds actually. The Bullgor charged on in, did only hit once with his axe, killing 1.5. The guy with the great weapon actually popped off with his 2 attacks, rolling 2 6s, getting 4 hits in. The Bullgor was only able to save 1, dealing 6 wounds to him, putting him down to his last wound remaining, and the Prime in the unit was not able to do any damage there. And the Doombull was able to save his roll there. So Beast control 3 objectives and gain their battle tactic for 5 points. We'll see what Stormcast has. Stormcast, turn 3. They went ahead and chose Cunning Maneuver, keeping that guy nearby this objective. He did try go ahead and charging on in because he figured why not try to kill that guy and hoping that they would kill them. So it was a little bit of a gamble. He could have just stayed back, but they were able to succeed it anyway. They were actually able to give this objective 2, turn the chariot around. It still has 1 wound remaining, as well as gaining this objective as they charged on in. The Liberators did die first. They rolled for their Hollow Heart. Both of them was able to fight on death, and they ended up killing 6 of them when they fought and died. Gardas then mopped up the rest of them there. The Doombull was able to kill the 2 there. They were only able to deal 1 wound to him. The Doombull did suffer and die, and then had, because of Ghurish Rage, was able to come back with 3 wounds remaining. That was in the shooting phase. And then over here, there were a few that died over here as well from some from the Annihilators coming on down and blowing up this whole area here. They charged on in, was able to kill the Bestigors. Bestigors were able to add 1 extra attack because they did a lot of defense on them, but they were only able to deal 1 wound in the end there. Because the Sequitors died, they did come back from Call to Aid with the Lord Imperative here. The Prime was able to charge on in and did 1 attack. Gamble did 1 attack against the Ungor Raiders there. was able to kill them down to one guy, and the last guy had to run because they didn't have enough command points to stop it, as well as the other 4 attacks went into the Bullgors, finishing up them as well. Right now, Stormcast seems to have a pretty solid hold on the board, but we do have this fight coming on up that might be interesting, and we'll see what beasts can kind of do in the end here, as it's looking bad for them going into turn 4. Priority roll for turn 4. Beasts are able to continue having priority. Beasts of Chaos, turn 4. They decided to go with Eye for an Eye, as they haven't done that one yet. And he did a Ritual of Ruin on over here, dealing 1 wound to that chariot, or mortal, which just ended up killing the chariot outright. They moved their... They rallied several of the Raiders there, Ungors there, and moved them on over here with Darkwalkers. And the Doombull moved on up, charged on in, was able to slay, did an all-out attack and was able to slay Gardas, dealing 9 wounds to him, and he wasn't able to save them all. And Gardas ended up dying. And with that, we're going to go into Stormcast. Just a quick note with this, Gardas did roll a 1 for his fight on death. So unfortunately, he was not able to fight on death to kill him. And for the explosions, didn't get a single 6. Stormcast turn 4, they chose Gaining Momentum. They were able to get that as they hold actually all but 1 objective. That one's still contested by Galician Champion, so they will still have that one. And they chose the Doombull to kill. The Prime moved on over, shot him with a rocket or comet coming out from the sky. So the Doombull perished to that, getting 3 mortal wounds onto him. With that, though, Stormcast gained 5 points. Already rolled for turn 5. Tied. Beastmen still get to choose. Beastmen turn 5. They chose Desecrate their lands, as they haven't done that yet. They did that with the Brayherd Shaman and that terrain piece there. Shaman was still within 6 of there, so he still controls it. And they were able to rally 2 for that Ungor unit. Using the Darkwalkers rules, they were able to teleport from there right on over to here. They made a charge into the Prime for 10 inches, and then when they were chosen to choose first to fight, they just went away, moved back. So they were on that objective. They would have been able to get on that objective even without the charging, but they figured that would be the safer option anyway, just in case as well. With that, they gained 4 points. Stormcast turn 5. They chose Matter of Honor, but they knew they weren't going to be able to get it. Honestly, none of the battle tactics they would have been able to get that were still available, and just chose that one. They got all the objectives now. The Prime just shot with his meteor at the Brayherd Shaman, killing him, charged into the Ungor, and killed them all. With that, Stormcast gained 3 points. In the end, it is a Stormcast victory by 1 point, tabling beasts on turn 5. Honestly, it was that beginning poor charge rolls for the beasts over here with their chariot and the Bullgors that I think swung the game in the end. It was that turn that really befuddled the beasts. But besides that, Stormcast just eked it out by 1.